Hello, I'm Greg Jarrett. Pennsylvania Republicans are taking action against what's being called ghost teachers. Never heard of them? Well, the term refers to teachers who take time away from the classroom itself to perform union duties. That's right. In some cases, teachers have taken up to a year, sometimes even more than a year, collecting a salary and seniority and health benefits and a pension, all the while working for a union. Now, union officials say this practice saves districts time and money in the long run. Scratching your head over that? Well, here now to explain it, former Deputy National Finance Director of the DNC, David Mercer, and former Deputy Assistant to President George W. Bush, Brad Blakeman. Guys, good to see you. So,
Thanks.
David,
good to be with you.
How can this be rational and justified? Teachers who aren't teaching students, but they're working for a union that in most cases is supported by Democrats.
Well, first of all, I'll say that it is not a host of teachers in these districts that are doing that. It's not an absenteeism. And third, it is a situation and an agreement with the school districts where the union reimburses them for the cost of doing so.
Yeah, but they don't all the time, and that's the problem.
And that is my point, Greg, is you don't need legislation to do that. Just send the bill and get the payment of reimbursement done. This is not a district-wide, statewide problem. I think it's making a lot into a mountain that isn't a mountain,
wow,
and a lot of exaggeration, and it's misleading in that it suggests that they are ghost workers or absentee workers when in fact the unions reimburse the districts for the payments, and they should, and if they don't, then they need to, the school districts need to get
sometimes,
it. Period.
You know, Brad, sometimes it's 7 or 8 teachers at a time in a particular district. In one case, a guy was working for up to a decade for the union. All the while, he's getting salary, health, pension benefits as a teacher. Isn't this a taxpayer ripoff?
It is, and it's systemic, and we need more accountability, transparency, and responsibility. And it comes directly on the burden of the local officials. This is home rule when we talk about school districts, or should be. And the parents should be outraged because every teacher that is assigned to a school is a teacher who should be teaching. And when a teacher is not teaching, then the kids suffer for lack of that position. So we need to, and it's not as simple as writing a check, David, because there isn't the kind of transparency or accountability, obviously, because the teachers are not in the classroom. They are doing other work. And if you're doing other work, then others should pay for that work. So my suggestion would be that school districts should be audited, and the parents and the PTAs should require audits.
You know,
David,
let me get a question in here, and I'll read from the Tribune in Philadelphia. In extreme cases, teachers have been on union leave for more than a decade. Come on, this is a misuse of taxpayer dollars when it's not reimbursed, and it's drawing money and resources away from students, isn't it?
2 things. One, the agreement is for reimbursement, and I don't know who's doing the accounting or whose collection is doing the collection.
They're not paying it.
Look, if somebody owes a bill, you go and get it, okay? And if not, then you do away with the agreement. That's a break. It is breaking the contract. Secondly, and going to Brad's point, that it is not just teaching. A lot of these people or teachers go to seminars, they go to workshops to improve early childhood education and other technical schooling.
That's what we're talking about here.
Let's say, Brad, that the union does reimburse.
Public education of the children.
The union does reimburse. You're still taking away resources, teachers that belong with the students, aren't you?
But no, you're not, because you have to improve teaching. To improve teaching,
you got 100 teachers and 7 are taken away. That means you got 7 less for the students. Brad, tell me about that.
No, it's absolutely right. You have a capped number of teachers that are to be hired, and those teachers are hired as teachers. They're not hired as administrators or union helpers. And if they're taken out of the classroom, then the classrooms don't have the teacher based on the employment cap for that school district. Now, let me say this in defense of the unions. There's also a problem with administration. you know, administration is top heavy as well. And for every administrator, you could hire 2 or 3 teachers. So it's an administration problem and it's a union problem, but who suffers in both? The kids.
All right, David, I'll let you have the last word on this.
I'll just say that teaching goes beyond just teaching in the classroom. It goes to improving education, tools to doing so, and that's why they, with the union support, take leave outside of the classroom to improve education overall.
Well, I got a teacher in my family. She hates the union that she's sort of forced to belong to because it only takes money and spends it on political causes that she doesn't care for. Well, I'll leave it at that. That's my own personal commentary. David and Brad, thanks for being with us.
Thanks. Good to be with you.
For complete political coverage, stay right here at foxnews.com. I'm Greg Jarrett. Thanks for watching.